Friends, Vande Mataram. Around 8 months ago, I had given one video on autism and the same chart I had discussed. And this is a chart of a child who was suffering with autism. I would want to say that. And I'm happy to say that this child has recovered completely. And there are another parents also who are just waiting for their children to get recovered. As I mentioned in my last video, as I mentioned around 8 months ago, that I had worked till that time on 234 cases of autism, in which 200 were recovered and 34 were not recovered because of, on those cases we had mentioned that indirectly that those children cannot get recovered. And till that time, within 8 months, there are a few more cases, around 42 extra cases. So totality of cases are 276, and out of them, 213 has been recovered. So whenever a child is in pain or in any trouble, parents feel the same pain. And if we talk about autistic children, they face many challenges, but parents always stand by them. If a child is suffering from any congenital disorder or any chronic disease also, in such case, parents always worry about their children, that what will happen of their child after them. So friends, when we talk about medical astrology, then I want to assure that there is a guaranteed treatment of autism. The child who are suffering with autism, autistic children, but there are some conditions also which definitely we are going to discuss of those part now. And this is a video for the English users. I have given one more video, as I mentioned 8 months ago, that is completely in Hindi language. So generally, whenever parents they feel that their child is suffering from autism, so they keep on consulting to many people, but hardly they had this kind of thought come about to consult a medical astrologer. And this is a divine science. And if we talk about the medical science, divine science, sorry. So in divine science, if we see the chart of a native, then any medical astrologer who has years of experience, the kind of experience, not the experience which is given in the classic, because for the autism there is no definition in the classics books of astrology, but yes, the astrologer who has a experience in medical astrology, so such kind of astrologer, they can definitely predict about the child, seeing their horoscope, that child is autistic. And whether now the question comes, whether this autism is from birth or after some age. Yeah, there are many cases I have seen in my experience, and which we can predict from the chart. Some children, they have a problem since birth, and there are few children, they face such kind of disorder after few years, like after 2 years of their birth, 4 years, and they are very normal till that age. If we talk about this disorder, there are many symptoms. It's not a kind of a similar or same disorder for everyone. So such few symptoms which I want to mention. Few children, they have a problem, a kind of speech problem, hypertension, fear disorder, inferiority complex. Such kind of complex sometimes give them a shivering tendency, which they feel like killing themselves. Suicidal tendency also get initiated with such kind of disorders. And for such kind of problem, I have seen the influence of earth element in their horoscope. And in such cases, the people, they feel fear disorder, fear tendency, suicidal tendency, as I mentioned, and feel like hitting themselves and killing themselves, and scared from few odd things. And also, they also feel problem along with autism, such kind like bipolar, eccentricness, sudden hypertension, short temper sometime, breaking few things, like home, the things which are available at home. So they feel like breaking the things available at home, like they can break electronics, automobile things, or the paintings at home. So now the question is how to analyze the chart, whether what kind of autism is there to your child. Whenever we analyze the autism in the chart, friend, this is a kind of topic since I have experienced and since many years I've been seeing such kind of horoscopes since last 20 years. So here I'm going to give you very general things, because if I keep on speaking, so 2 days will be less for me. The kind of experience that I have gained solving such kind of cases. The first simple fundamentals is about the first house of the person, because the first house is a house of a person which indicates the personality of a native. And now it depends that what kind of affliction is there in the first house, whether the Saturn is placed, Ketu, Rahu. So as per their virtues, as per their malefic effects, the native is going to uh, be uh, be in the problem of this autism, because of the planetary combinations. And if we talk about the second house, the house of speech, so if the second house is afflicted, then definitely there would be a problem in the terms of speech problem, simply. The third house is also responsible, the house of speech, sorry, the house of courage, strength, self-confidence. And if third house is also afflicted, then definitely such kind of a child, they are dependent on their parents. And also the second house, it indicates about the connection in the right brain. Conscious mind, subconscious mind. And the 12th house is also responsible, because from the 12th house we had to analyze about the problem which such kind of child feel, autism children, because the left brain is indicate about the left brain, and 12th house is responsible for that, because the 12th house is also the house of expenditure. So somewhere it is giving such kind of expenditures combination in the 12th house. And if the first house has a connection with the third house and the malefic exchange, such kind of children, they feel like killing the people if they have a weapon in their hand. And such kind of combination, there are another combination also, that the exchange between the first and third house. You must have heard many cases in United States where you must have seen in the news that a child came with a gun and he shooted around 20 to 30 people and many were killed. So such kind of autism can be predicted from such kind of combinations. And I've seen such kind of chart. Such kind of combination were found. And if the 8th house lord is placed in the 12th house, and if it is debilitated, then it's a clear indication that left brain is weak of a child. Elements are also responsible. Now depend that in the first house, and in their surrounding, and also in the another chart like a D9 chart. As you can see, this is a D9 chart, and we also need to see the Trishamsha chart, which you can see, and Shashtyamsha chart also we need to analyze if we want to. This is a Shashtyamsha chart. Similarly, we also need to analyze the Trishamsha chart, D30, D60, to check the strength of the element and their malefic effect on the ascendant. Suppose if the fiery element is more active in the first house, then it is going to give very aggressive tendency for that child. Suicidal tendency, bipolar disease, dyslexia. If the earth sign is highly active, then the inferiority complex. You must have seen many children, they cannot button up their shirt, they cannot tie their laces of their shoes, they feel very fear kind of disorder, their taste buds doesn't work properly, and a lot of inferiority complex you can see. But if the air element is very powerful, the influence of the air element is more on the ascendant, then such kind of native, the children, there are positive signs also, because such kind of children, they are hyperactive or very intelligent. The kind of intelligence they have, it's 8 to 9 times more than the normal human beings. But the problem is they cannot channelize their energy. And in such kind of cases also have seen that parents' IQ level is less than the child. Like parents fail to understand child's intelligence. For such kind of cases, it's very, very important to put such kind of children, like we should occupy them with a lot of activities, etc. Otherwise they can be very very harmful for themselves and for the other people. So hyperactive, in hyperactive cases I have also seen in the 12th house the combination of Angarak, Vish and Chandal yoga. So definitely this is not a good combination for the left brain. So friends, here depend on the quality and quality of experience of a medical astrologer, that what kind of solution that astrologer can give you to fix such kind of cases. Also, fifth house is also responsible, because fifth house is a house of past life connection, sanchit karmas. If your sanchit karmas, there is some affliction. Suppose, let me give you one example. If the fifth house is connected with the eighth house, and both has a connection with fiery sign, and Mars is also aspecting either of the house or their significator, it means in the past life that native has killed somebody and maybe given some kind of injuries in someone's brain, torture like head injuries or something. For such kind of cases, we give such the kind of solution that such kind of children's parents, they should offer someone who is suffering with brain disorder a medicine or kind of treatment. If they would do, this is a solution, their child would get recovered from the this kind of disease. So there are very simple such kind of solutions also, because here you're fixing your past life karmas. Now again, there are many combination where parents chart is also responsible, because somewhere destiny is also connected. So I have seen in many cases when the symptoms are very simple, very normal, in such kind of cases I have seen that children's malefic effect in their horoscope, and they get recovered with very small solution, because for such kind of children we recommend such kind of sports also, depending on the influence on their elements, maybe one or two sports, and when they start playing those kind of sports within 3 to 4 months, they get recovered. So friend, there are many solutions for autism when we analyze such kind of charts through medical astrology. Suppose parents of a child, in their chart fifth house is afflicted. Again, as I mentioned, fifth house is a house of past life karmas. If they have such kind of doshas like pitri hatya dosha, this is a Hindi or Sanskrit term. If we talk in English, if someone has killed his or her parents in their past life, or there is a curse from parents, mother, brother, wife, or someone has killed snake, evil spirit someone has captured, the person who was a who had a power of handling paranormal things. So such kind of doshas, the curse can be seen in the horoscope. So if this is a combination, the parents also need to fix their past lives karma, analyzing their chart from any medical astrologer, and once they will fix their solution, the problem will be fixed. And again, I have seen a few, like this is a suggestion for the people. If you feel that you have some kind of tendency in your family, like family people, they have some kind of chronic disorder from birth, such kind of parents, it's my suggestion that before you plan for a child, better you check your chart from any medical astrologer, whether you have a proper yoga of a children, whether your child is not going to affect with any kind of disorder. If it is, and there are solutions before child take birth. So friends, there are many such kind of combination. Oh yes, let me introduce you, let me have a small discussion about this chart. So as I mentioned, I had discussed this chart 8 months ago, and the people, Hindi user who has seen this chart, let me give you a very small description. Ascendant Lord, as I mentioned, the first house is in the 7th house under Pap Kartari. Significator of the first house Sun, and the 9th house under Pap Kartari. So first house is afflicted. Doesn't matter Mars is Yog Karak and aspecting the first house, because first house Lord and its significator is afflicted very badly. Second house Lord, Rahu is there, and Sun is also under Pap Kartari, speech problem. Third house, again the Lord of third house is Mercury, under Pap Kartari, no courage. And also we need to check such kind of combination from D9, Karkamsha horoscope, Sudarshan Kundli, this D9, D60, D30. After then we can come into the solution, not from the totality of the ascendant chart, but we also need to check another chart also to check the strength of the first house second, third, because if you see this chart, Saturn is also aspecting the third house, and Mercury is also the 12th lord. 12th is the lord of the left brain, which is afflicted in this chart. So friend, in this case, as I mentioned last, that this case just this child got recovered around 1 month ago, and completely there is no problem to this child. And in my last video, I mentioned the kind of solution I was going to give to these children, and we gave such kind of simple solution like some kind of gem recommendation, Vedic yagnas, donations, sports, techniques of meditation, and vastu of a room of that child, what kind of color combination should be there, what kind of a color combination that child should use as a clothes. And there are a few another kind of solution, Vedic solution. So after giving those such kind of a donation, etc. solution, this child got recovered completely. So the Kundalini analysis is done of this chart, and as I mentioned, that parents' dosha should be checked only once if your medical astrologer suggests, and medical astrologer would only suggest if he would feel that child cannot recover completely because of his like, let me give you an example in such a way. In such cases, it happened that child's the affliction is very high in child's horoscope, and it happened only in 2 to 3 cases out of 10. So it's my suggestion, don't consult all the charts like the child and the parents. So if your medical astrologer recommend, then only you should check parents chart also as the last option, because in the many cases, in the maximum cases rather, only child's horoscope is enough to analyze and to follow the solution. So lastly, I would say that, friends, autism is a very difficult disorder, and if we talk about the medical science, there is no proper cure. But if we talk about medical astrology, yes, there is a proper cure. But for that, we need to have a patience and the solution which we need to follow very religiously. If you would have any questions, you can raise, you can comment on this YouTube video. And for the astrology student, if you would have any questions separately, you can mail us on our mail ID, admin@astrokapoor.com. And if you want that I should give you, I should introduce such kind of more cases, then definitely I can come with few more cases, the children who has recovered completely. For today, Bharat Mata Ki Jai.